We're back with Sean Hannity. We just watched something I have not seen in a long time.
That was pretty cool.
Not just Donald Trump, but the new vice president and their wives dancing. I thought of you the first time it became clear on election night that Donald Trump was going to win. You were the first person I thought of because you took a lot of heat for making that prediction a long time before. When did you decide he was going to win for sure?
You know, look, you never know, but after Brexit, I was on the road with all these candidates, and the crowds and the enthusiasm, you could see there was a movement, and it was building and building and building, and you saw the excitement. It's like this crowd here. I mean, we can't walk 5 feet. People are really pumped. They're having a great time. They're dancing. For the first time in my life, I have a tux on television.
Without jeans on.
I don't have jeans on. I know.
Our viewers couldn't see it, but right while we were taking that, Sean stood up on his director's chair.
I go, Trump. I think I said lock her up once or twice. I don't know.
That's hilarious. But why did you hear the dog whistle? Why did you kind of get this before a lot of other people did?
Look, I spent a whole year, and I made a conscious decision, which is kind of hard because I'm on 3 hours of radio, 1 hour of TV, and I said every single day I'm going to give out those numbers. How many Americans out of the labor force? 95 million. 50 million in poverty. You know, that's 8 million more than when Obama took office, 13 million more on food stamps since he took office, doubling of the debt, lowest home ownership rate in 51 years. And I kept saying it every day. Because when Donald Trump mentioned today about the forgotten man and the forgotten woman, that is what I have called this election. There's a great patriotic painter, religious painter by the name of John McNaughton. He actually had a really big picture that he drew. It's literally his signature work, and I bought it. It's called The Forgotten Man. And it has a man on a bench, and all of the presidents up to Obama with his foot on the Constitution. And all these presidents, like, why are we not taking care of this guy that doesn't have a job, that's in poverty, that's out of work? And to me, that's what it was about. And look, Donald Trump just became president today, but Carrier, Ford, Fiat Chrysler, GM, you know, investors in China and elsewhere, they're all bringing this money back because the environment's going to be so much better.
Yes.
End of regulation, lower taxes for corporations, repatriation, energy independence, getting rid of Obamacare. That's going to be like a tax cut for every single person here. People have been suffering needlessly. And it was funny because I was watching another network for a brief time today, and they're like, they don't get Donald Trump, they don't get this election.
Right.
They're lost.
But they're looking at it through a cultural lens. You just described an economic program, an economic suffering that needs to be resolved. And what I thought was interesting was a lot of people I've really respected for a long time, conservatives here in Washington, didn't see that at all. They thought Trump was about something completely different. They missed the economic part of it.
Hey, Tucker, my obituary was written 1,000 times. There's a lot of arrogant elitism within the Republican ranks. Holier than thou, corporate ties. They've lost touch. My blue-collar roots are paper boy at 8, dishwasher at 12, a cook at 13, a busboy at 14, a waiter at 15 and 16, a bartender at 17. Then I started painting houses, hanging wallpaper, laying tile, framing roofing. That was 20 years of my life.
It's weird because you grew up in Greenwich and your dad was in private equity.
Wrong. Is that you?
No, it's not me. I knew that wasn't true.
That's not me. I grew up on a 50 by 100 lot, 3 older sisters, 1 bathroom.
How'd that work?
It was, well, I'd say that's the definition of hell on earth.
It sounds pretty intense. Okay.
By the way, this is a Friends segment, right?
I don't know. I'm being told to go to commercial break. We'll be right back. Sean Hannity, we're at the ball. Stay tuned.
When we come back, Tucker's going to dance.
Welcome back. We're at an inaugural ball here in the D.C. Convention Center. Sean Hannity is waving to the crowd right next to me. Donald Trump is going to be here any minute. He's within the building. We think it's after this song. Obviously, we'll bring it to you live when he comes in. But if you missed this morning's...
Well, wait a second. I'll just say, I hope he comes in my hour so I get the Trump rating bump.
Oh, he's definitely going to come in here. He will probably come up here on the set with you. I would not be surprised at all.
Oh, we'll see.
But for our viewers who missed some of his address this morning, I think it was one of the shorter inaugural addresses given, and really a pure distillation of what I think he believes. Here's part of it, if you missed it.
Today's ceremony, however, has very special meaning, because today we are not merely transferring power from one administration to another, or from one party to another, but we are transferring power from Washington, D.C., and giving it back to you, the people. For too long, a small group in our nation's capital has reaped the rewards of government while the people have borne the cost. Washington flourished, but the people did not share in its wealth. Politicians prospered, but the jobs left and the factories closed. The establishment protected itself, but not the citizens of our country. Their victories have not been your victories. Their triumphs have not been your triumphs. And while they celebrated in our nation's capital, there was little to celebrate for struggling families all across our land. That all changes starting right here and right now, because this moment is your moment. It belongs to you.